And you're not giving us your details, which just raises suspicion. You're filming a police station.
I understand.
You freely admitted to us, okay? So this time you are detained for a search under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, okay?
Are you sure you want to do that?
I'm PC Door for Lewis Police Station, yes.
Okay, could you explain to me the grounds for the search? I'm not going to obstruct. Can I put the phone down?
Guys, today we are going to break down a situation where a simple act of filming turns into immediate suspicion. Right from the start, the officers approach with curiosity but quickly shift into control mode, questioning intent and requesting identification. The auditor stays composed, gives minimal answers, and keeps everything grounded in legality. What stands out here is how fast a normal interaction begins to escalate just from refusal to comply. There's no aggression, no raised voice, just quiet resistance. And that calmness becomes the anchor of the entire encounter. You can already sense the imbalance forming, authority expecting cooperation, and a citizen choosing boundaries. This is where the tone of the entire situation is set.
Hello mate, you alright?
Yeah, good, thank you.
How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Excellent. What are you up to at the moment?
I'm filming.
What are you filming?
The back gate.
Why are you filming the back gate?
So I just have an interest.
You have an interest in what?
The police station.
Okay, what sort of interest?
A public interest.
A public interest,
yes.
Okay.
Do you mind identifying, please?
I'm PC Door. Charlie Delta 911.
Okay.
From Lewis Police Station.
Can I help you with anything?
You're sitting in a public place, but I need to understand your motivations in filming a police station.
Okay.
You'll see there's obviously a security concern there, isn't there?
Right.
Of people filming police stations.
What sort of security concern?
Well, I'm sure you can work that out for yourself, can't you?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Would you care to explain?
Well, you say me you've got an interest in the back gate of the police station.
Yeah.
So what is that interest?
It's a public interest.
In what way?
The public are interested.
The public interested in the back gate of the police station?
Yeah.
And why would that be?
Because the police station is paid for by the taxpayer, so I have a right to come and film it.
Okay, alright. And who are you?
I'm Pinnock.
Pinnock, okay. Have you got any ID, Pinnock?
No, sir.
None at all?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to blow that in your face. Okay. Forgive me.
You ain't got any ID on you at all?
No, sir. Why would I need to provide ID? Am I committing an offence?
Oh, potentially, yeah.
What offence might that be?
There are offences under the Terrorism Act.
Right. I don't see
it's
how...
called like hostile reconnaissance.
Do you believe that this is hostile reconnaissance?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to establish that, aren't I?
Well, you need to be pretty assured and confident that this is hostile reconnaissance before you start.
I'm investigating that, aren't I? That's why I'm asking you questions.
Would somebody that would be doing hostile reconnaissance film a police station in broad daylight?
Potentially, yeah.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, well, that's what we need to work out, isn't it?
Okay, and what if we can't work it out?
You're happy to give me your details?
No, I'm not going to hand over any details.
You're not going to hand over details?
I'm not obliged to, officer.
Alright, guys, now we see the pressure building. The officers begin floating terms like hostile reconnaissance, not as a conclusion but as a fishing tactic. They probe for details, hoping something sticks. The auditor doesn't over-explain or react emotionally. Instead, he redirects everything back to one point: lawful activity in a public place. This is where the dynamic shifts, because calm resistance starts exposing the lack of clear grounds. Notice how repetition becomes a strategy here, not a weakness. Each short answer limits the room for interpretation. The more the officers push, the more the gap between suspicion and proof becomes visible. This is controlled engagement at its sharpest.
I'm a member of the public, like saying things like hostile reconnaissance is a bit...
You're a member of the public.
It's a bit far-fetched, officer. Like, I'm here conducting a lawful activity. As you mentioned, I'm in a public place, so to be saying such things is a bit distasteful.
Well, it's not distasteful, I'm just doing my job, aren't I?
Well, I'm here recording from a public place. You don't really have any jurisdiction.
I'm not saying you're in a public place, okay? But I'm just trying to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. That's quite reasonable, isn't it?
Rest assured, it's not hostile reconnaissance. Do you think that this is a valuable valuable target for those that would want to do hostile reconnaissance?
Could be, couldn't it?
I don't agree.
Okay. So why won't you give me any details?
I'm not obliged to give details. I don't just give my details to strangers. Unless you suspect me of committing an offence, I see no reason as to why I should
as
hand over
I sort of
details.
explained to you,
Yeah,
I'm trying to work out what exactly your motivation is here.
there's no ill intent.
Okay, you're telling me that. I'd like to know who you are.
Okay, well, I'm not going to tell you who I am.
It makes it a little bit more suspicious then.
Not really. I'm a member of the public. I don't just have to hand over details because you say so. Come on, like, that's not how these things work.
Obviously, I'm just trying to establish what is going on here and who you are. So it makes life a lot easier, doesn't it?
I'm a member of the public, filming from public.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. Are we happy with that?
I'm not particularly happy at the moment, no.
All right. So
I'd like to know who you are.
Well, you're not going to find out. I don't carry ID.
But you can tell me who you are.
I'm not going to. So how do we proceed?
Makes it difficult, doesn't it?
Well, really, like, I'm not committing an offence.
It's raised alarms. You hear recording the police station has raised alarms, which is what's called us out here. So obviously people are concerned that you're recording the police station, which is why we're here, which is why we're trying to find out what your intent is and who you are.
Okay, what could I possibly do with this footage of the police station?
We don't know. A number of things happen in the world, don't they? So if we get called to a call that's a suspicious alarm, which is you recording a police station, which doesn't happen quite often.
Right.
So now my colleague's trying to ask your name so we can just clarify who you are. Because we don't know who you are. You could be known to us for a number of reasons. We might not be known to us. But we just need to work out who you are. But you're refusing to tell us your details.
That's right.
Alright, guys, this part reveals the real tension. The officers keep circling back to identity, trying to turn refusal into suspicion. But the auditor holds firm, repeating that he is not obliged to provide details. Notice how the officers rely on phrases like, "it raises suspicion," without clearly defining an offense. This is a classic moment where authority leans on uncertainty, but the subject refuses to fill in the gaps for them. The conversation starts looping, and that loop is telling. It shows there's no new ground being established, just the same pressure applied in different ways. And yet, the response remains consistent, measured, and controlled.
I don't see how this is suspicious. Like, what?
We've been alerted to you recording the police station because someone's deemed it suspicious.
Would you mind identifying yourself?
Yeah, PC Captain. I work at a loose police station.
All right.
866 is my phone number.
I think someone that may have ill intent wouldn't come and film openly in broad daylight and engage with you.
Don't know that.
I told you it's for matters of public interest.
But in what sense?
The public are interested in seeing police stations and back gates of police stations.
But why would they be interested in seeing the back of a police station?
I can't speak on behalf of the public, I'm just here to film.
So do you not see why that's a bit suspicious for us?
I don't think so, no. I feel like someone that would have...
recording a security building.
Is it not a secure building?
Yes, it's a security covered
So
building,
what could I
isn't it?
possibly do with my camera?
Do we?
Well, if you don't know, then...
It's not what you can and can't do with your camera, it's what you can do with that recording.
What? Okay, what could I...
It gets passed on to you. My colleague's already explained to you.
This can all be seen on Google Earth, though. If I had those sort of intentions, then I wouldn't be giving you ample opportunity to come and engage me. Hypothetically, someone that would have those intentions would probably go on Google Earth.
We don't know that, do we?
Well, logic would dictate that.
Not necessarily.
This is very overt in front of your face.
Yeah.
You know, I've explained I'm filming from a public place for matters of...
And we've explained our concerns, which is why we...
What are your concerns?
The fact that you're recording a police station. We don't know why. All you're telling me is a public interest, but interest for what reasons?
People want to know how their tax money is being spent, upkeep of the building. The taxpayer pays for the police service, for the building.
Yeah.
So any member of the public has an obligation to come and film from public. I don't appreciate, you know, things such as hostile reconnaissance and stuff.
That's just concerns that we have. If members of the public or someone has alerted us to a male recording in the back of a police station, it's just one of the things that will cross our mind. So we're not necessarily saying us what to do, but actually we've got a right to...
Yeah, you're well within your right to ask me questions, but alluding to things like hostile reconnaissance, I don't think is a good.
Alright, guys, here the interaction reaches a critical turning point. The officers acknowledge that filming is within rights, yet continue to question motives. That contradiction weakens their position. The auditor uses logic, pointing out how open filming contradicts any real covert intent. You can hear the shift in tone as officers move from confident questioning to defensive reasoning. This is where the narrative of suspicion begins to lose structure. The more they explain, the less certain it sounds. Meanwhile, the auditor doesn't need to escalate, he just lets the logic speak. This is where control quietly changes hands without confrontation.
Good direction, but... Alright, am I free to go?
My colleague's just talking with our supervisor. I don't know what they're talking about.
So am I free to go?
I mean, I haven't been engaging with you, mainly my colleague has. He's wanted to know your details, so if you're refusing to give us your details...
Yeah, I am.
So what are you going to do with the rest of your day?
Whatever I choose. Do I need to account for what I'm going to do?
Of course you don't.
Alright.
The likelihood is if you come back and record the police station, we will come out and talk to you again.
Okay, well, I'm just here. Like, this is what I'm choosing to do.
Okay.
So am I free to go?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm just filming.
Filming what for?
Matters of public interest.
Matters of public interest. And what brings you here?
To film the police station.
But what for?
The public are interested in things like this.
So what do you do with your videos?
So just use it for my own recreation.
So, tell me what you do with it.
I don't need to tell you.
I'm just interested to know.
Okay. Well,
So who's asked you to come?
nobody. I've just come at my own discretion.
Have you been here before?
No.
Any other police stations?
No.
So what is it about Lewis that's drawn you here?
Nothing. I just happened to be here. Just thought I'd do a bit of sightseeing, photography, public photography.
Okay.
Would you mind identifying yourself?
Sergeant Bowery.
Is there anything I can do to help you? Like,
I'm just curious as to why you're here, that's all.
okay, like rest assured, I've made assurances. There's no ill intent. Just a photographer. This is what I've chosen to film today. Are we happy with that?
We can't really back that up, can we? 'Cause we don't know who you are.
To verify that before we...
You don't have to verify anything. I'm in a public place.
Details, it might help us.
I'm not going to give any details though.
Well, that kind of just raises suspicion, doesn't it?
Why? What's suspicious about this?
Because nobody else, for the entire time I've been working here...
Okay, well,
so that raises suspicions.
Well, there's a first time for everything. I mean, I don't need to...
Trying to hide your details, which also raises suspicions.
I'm not trying to hide anything. I don't have, I'm here in public. My face isn't covered. I'm not trying to hide anything. I've explained to you why I'm here. I don't feel like I need to account for my presence.
Okay, mate. Well, look, this is very, whether you think it's all right, this is very unusual circumstances.
Okay.
And you're not giving us your details, which just raises suspicion.
Okay.
You're filming a police station.
I understand.
You freely admitted to us, okay? So this time you are detained for a search under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, okay?
Are you sure you want to do that?
I'm PC Door for Lewis Police Station, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
could you explain to me the grounds for the search?
Okay, stay your hands out
I'm
your
not going to
pocket for me.
obstruct. Can I put the phone down?
Can I hold your phone?
I'll just put it down like this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, this is where everything escalates. After failing to gain compliance, the officers move to a Section 43 detention. The key moment is the repeated question, "Am I free to go?" That forces a decision. What started as curiosity becomes formal authority, raising serious questions about whether the threshold was truly met. This is the point where pressure replaces justification. You can feel the shift from dialogue to action. It's no longer about understanding, but enforcing. And that moment defines the entire encounter. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.